If we're gonna be making a list of the UFC's top bad motherfuckers, there's no way we can't include Nick Diaz. Diaz trained under Cesar Gracie and was taking MMA titles before the UFC even existed. Diaz had his UFC debut at UFC 44 as the third and final match against Jeremy Jackson.
Nick Diaz took a chance right there, and in taking that chance, he gave up that position, and now Jeremy Jackson's on top, and he's going to throw some bombs.
Jackson fell in love after his brother rented UFC 4 back in 1997.
Uh-oh, armbar. He got it, he got it! Nice!
It's all over just like that.
Just like that.
Diaz by submission.
In the very last round, Diaz got the submission victory via armbar, and the UFC was never the same again. Diaz faced some of the biggest names the UFC ever had, including legends Anderson Silva, BJ Penn, and George St. Pierre. With a flair for trash talk and a great fighting style, it's no surprise Nick Diaz makes our BMF list. Speaking of great fighting styles, Justin the Highlight Gaethje could make the list based on just his style alone. Gaethje got started fighting MMA as a freshman in college, and quickly he developed a 7-0 amateur record. Gaethje made his UFC debut against Michael Johnson at the Ultimate Fighter Redemption finale.
There's no way this goes 5 rounds. They may both have to tap out because of exhaustion. 20 seconds left in round 2. Can Johnson survive?
That's
no,
it!
He cannot! Justin Gaethje with his ultimate highlight!
In the second round, Gaethje threw combinations that earned him a TKO victory in both Fight of the Night and Performance of the Night awards. The Highlight definitely earned his nickname and was becoming a huge crowd favorite. Gaethje became an expert at winning Performance of the Night awards, and UFC on ESPN against Donald Cerrone was no exception.
Oh! Right from Gaethje! Cerrone takes a knee and he's taking more punishment! He's hurt bad! Gaethje has him down! It's over! Justin Gaethje by first round knockout again!
In the first round, Gaethje won by TKO. As one of the most entertaining fighters in the UFC, we think Justin Gaethje deserves to be on this list. Another fighter who we always look forward to seeing is none other than Tony Ferguson. As a huge favorite in the UFC, Ferguson has been building his reputation for over 10 years now. Ferguson's introduction into the UFC was on The Ultimate Fighter, where he was on Team Lesnar. At the Ultimate Fighter finale, Ferguson faced Ramsey Nijem.
3-round fight for the honor of the Ultimate Fighter. Big shot, and then it's all over! Tony Ferguson is the Ultimate Fighter!
In the first round, Ferguson secured a victory by knockout and won his first Knockout of the Night bonus. Ferguson has had a huge UFC career since then. Notably at UFC 229, Tony took on Anthony Pettis.
Ferguson's hitting him very hard. Pettis needs to get on his bike and start moving. He can't sit here like this.
And we just got showered with blood here in the booth. Final seconds of the round. Pettis covers it. Mixed martial arts.
Gracious.
That's it. So that's the fight. Anthony Pettis breaks his right hand. Duke Roufus not going to send his longtime pupil out there.
In round 2, Pettis' corner stopped the fight, and Ferguson secured his victory in a Fight of the Night bonus. Ferguson developed a big reputation as an entertaining fighter, so we had to put him on our BMF list. There was no way we could put Nick on here, but not Nate. Nate Diaz is famous for trash talk, aggression, and some of the most hyped fights in UFC history. After being in the UFC for over 10 years, you tend to develop a huge fan base. Diaz was another mixed martial artist who got his start with The Ultimate Fighter. At the TUF 5 finale, Diaz took on Manvel Gamburi.
To go to Manvel the Anvil.
But he definitely came the closest to finishing the fight with that guillotine that he had early on.
Looking for the takedown, good sprawl. Nate's looking to tee up. It's all over!
He hurt himself.
It is all over!
Oh, his shoulder's dislocated.
Gamburian dislocates his shoulder on a takedown attempt.
In the second round, Diaz won by submission and started his career as a UFC fighter. Nate Diaz is possibly most famous for being the guy to take down the notorious Conor McGregor. At UFC 196, Diaz came in on short notice and shocked the world when he won by submission in the second round.
He caught him again with a right hook. And another left. And again with a combination.
And Conor
Look out!
looks
Look out
for the
guillotine!
takedown.
The guillotine!
Diaz trying to finish with a submission.
He got it!
Could he do it?
He's
Conor trying to get out of it.
Conor's in serious trouble.
1 minute on the clock. Diaz gets the mouth. My goodness. Now he's got the back.
Now. That's it. He's got the trap.
Nate Diaz.
He's out.
He has done it. It is all over. Nate Diaz.
This will be Diaz's 9th submission victory, tying him with Royce Gracie for most submission victories of all time. I don't think there's any dispute. Nate Diaz is definitely a BMF. This was probably an obvious first pick. As the actual holder of the BMF belt, Jorge Gamebred Masvidal is a fighter who can for sure claim the BMF title. Early in his life, Masvidal's father was sentenced to prison for 20 years, and Gamebred began his fighting career by street fighting. Masvidal made his UFC debut at UFC on Fox against Tim Means.
He's looking to counter.
So good adjustment made.
Yeah, good adjustment. Definitely listened to what his corner had to say.
Trying to fight off the takedown.
Good use of the underhook. Oh, he's down though. Full guard.
Masvidal stayed with it. Looking for the elbow.
Gamebred would win that fight by unanimous decision and begin a lucrative career. In his most memorable fight, Masvidal would face wrestling legend Ben Askren at UFC 239.
The fight clock is brought to you by Modelo.
In the first 5 seconds of the first round, Masvidal threw a huge flying knee that put Askren out cold. This earned Masvidal the Performance of the Night award. Soon after that fight, Masvidal faced Nate Diaz for a celebratory BMF belt. Masvidal won by doctor stoppage in the 3rd round, and his BMF status was official. Who are some BMFs you'd like to see on this list? Who do you think Masvidal will fight next? Let us know in the comments below. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe and check back every week for more Ultimate MMA.